Welcome back to another video, guys. My name is Ben from Flow Brackets, and today we've got in this beautiful 992.2 Carrera GTS. And today we're going to be explaining to you our miniature plinth, which is a replacement part to mount number plates onto this car. And I'll tell you why there are a lot of benefits to running this part over the factory issued version. So why is our Flow Brackets miniature replacement plinth better than the factory issued one? Let me show you why. The factory issued one is actually quite a neat design. It's scalloped out here to fit this bracket that houses the front camera and radar. And it goes like this. And that's pretty good. The way you install this is that you screw two screws here and it's on. And then from there, if you wanted to put on a number plate, you'd have to mount it to this box and screw through the plinth and into the car. And that's not ideal, because if you buy this car from interstate and re-register it into the state that you're living in, you might have to reposition your number plate and then keep screwing random holes. And that's not ideal, especially if you ever removed it, you're going to have random holes everywhere. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So if you're buying a brand new 992.2, I'd recommend to your dealer not to install this part, because our miniature plinth is installed slightly different so that we can avoid putting holes into the beautiful nose. The way that we've redesigned this is, again, to fit like a glove around this bracket system here that houses the camera. Fits like a glove like this. Can't really get it wrong. It's very tight and snug. Now, if you have this already installed from the dealership and you have missed that step, these holes will align to the same holes that are in this factory issue, so you won't be drilling any extra. But our preferred installation method is to screw it from underneath. So we've put two holes here and here so that these two installation holes are very discreet. So if you have a brand new car, I definitely recommend picking this up. So you can screw into there, and we've also provided double-sided tape. If you still don't feel that strong enough, you can also send in these screws too, and you won't ever have to see that again, because this is a modular mounting system. Which brings me on to the next part of its modularity. Let's talk modularity. First of all, I'm just gonna blue tack this on so that I don't have to keep holding it on, so that I can explain the modular system to you. Let's just push it on for now, and hopefully it stays there. Brilliant. So modularity. What we've done to this miniature replacement part is to put these brass fittings in. It's an M6 thread, and that means that you can bolt any number plate bracket you want to it. So Flow Brackets sells a number plate bracket for almost every number plate in Australia. And that means that no matter what number plate you choose to go with, or if you want to choose a different number plate down the line in the future, you can just bolt this number plate bracket off and bolt the new size on, so that you don't have to keep drilling holes into your bumper. And if you were to ever remove this for whatever reason, you won't have any more holes in the front nose. Why do we call this a miniature plinth? I know that it doesn't look overly miniature to you, but for us, it makes all of that difference. Now, we can only make it to this size to accommodate for the OEM holes if your factory plinth has already been pre-installed, so we couldn't make it any smaller. But why we've made it this size as opposed to this size is so that you can run a smaller footprint number plate. So for example, if you had 3 to 4 character slimlines, our miniature plinth will now be smaller than the number plate, and you'll never see the excess material on either side. And this also works for signatures as well as 3-digit heritage. All you'll need to do is match up your number plate bracket to the size and style of your number plate, bolt it on so that you can put your number plates on super clean. Now that we've got the miniature plinth explanation out of the way, let's move on to installing it. Now, there are a number of ways that you can install this plinth. If your dealership has already installed this onto your brand new car, then what I would suggest is to reuse those two holes, like so. If those holes were there, I would send in those two screws into the same hole, and also put in the screw on the bottom as well, and it'll be super strong. If you're smart like this customer and has requested the dealership not to put on the factory part and brought the car straight to us, what we will be doing is installing this miniature plinth using the two bottom screws and using the double-sided tape provided to stick it onto the nose so that the nose will be completely hole free. If you find that the hole that is on the nose already has become too big and the screw that we've provided to go back into that same hole is a bit too loose, we'll also be supplying a nutsert. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, which also takes a bolt fitting so that you can put the nutsert into the hole. So drill out the hole a little bit bigger, compress this nutsert into the hole, and it will get installed onto this miniature plinth like this. And there is provisions on the back side of this miniature plinth like this here. It's a recess so that everything will sit flush. What we're going to do next is seat this ledge in between the bumper and the bracket fitting. It only goes in one way and it self-centers and locates. Then we're going to grab our writing instrument to mark out the holes on the bottom.
Now that you've marked out the hole, grab your 3mm drill bit and pilot drill that hole that you've marked out. Just make sure that you go through 2 skins of plastic.
Next, we're going to get our little alcohol wipe and 3M primer. This will be provided in the kit. So let's get this alcohol wipe out. It's just to clean and prep the surface. This car's been PPF'd, so I'm not overly concerned. Then we'll just wipe off that excess there, nice and clean. We're going to grab our 3M primer, which is basically a adhesion promoter so that our double-sided tape sticks a little bit better. To release this liquid out into the foam applicator pad here, all you need to do is pinch it and crack the plastic or glass so that the liquid comes out. So where the dot is, just squeeze it and then the liquid starts to come out. And we're just going to prime the rough areas where the double-sided tape is going to go. This will make our double-sided tape stick a little bit better. Then let's peel off the double-sided tape liners. Self-seat it on the bottom. Don't push it hard up against the paintwork yet. Once you have a good position that you're happy with, make sure that you push firmly up and on. Just going to hold that for a good 10 seconds. Then the last step will be to put in the screw that's provided in the kit. These screws are made out of stainless steel and then powder coated black. And just goes into the pilot hole that we made. So now it's on, super secure. It doesn't really budge. So that's just with a bit of double-sided tape, adhesion promoter, and 2 screws on the bottom so that we can keep the nose super clean and hole-free. Now on to the next step. But before I get onto that, let me explain a little bit more about this miniature plinth design. It is a 2-part mounting solution, and what that means is to complete its 2-part mounting solution, you need to buy the matching bracket to bolt onto the miniature plinth. And when I say matching bracket, that means you need to find the matching bracket that matches the style and size of your number plate. So for example, if you had Euro plates, you'd get the Euro premium bracket. If you had 6-digit heritage, you'd get the 6-digit heritage bracket. And if you had standard size number plates, you'd get the standard bracket. If you had slim lines, you'd get the slim line bracket. If you had 3 to 4 character slim lines, you'd get the 3 to 4 character slim line bracket. And if you had signature plates, you'd get the signature bracket. And if you had heritage plates with 3 digits and lower, so 3 digits, 2 digits, or a single digit, we'll have to make a custom bracket for that, only because all of those plates in that era was handmade and they're all slightly different in size. And that's why we make all of those custom made, which can be bolted on to any one of those brass fittings to accommodate for that. And again, it is a modular system so that if you ever do change number plates, then you can just bolt it on and bolt it off without setting more holes into the front of your car. Today, we'll be installing slim lines. So we'll need our SL2 bracket for Victoria and bolt on our number plate. Let me show you a few examples of how it will look. The first off, we've got our 3-digit heritage Victorian number plate. I'll probably use that fitting on the bottom. There should be a number of slots in every bracket and lots of brass fittings to screw to so that you can get it exactly where you need it to go. This custom made bracket will come with the security screw fittings as well. And screw on like this. Next up, we've got signature plates in Victoria. I'll probably choose this slot here. And then slide on your number plate onto the top hook and clip it into the bottom. Just like that. Next up, we've got 3 to 4 character slim lines in Victoria, and we're going to choose this slot and that brass fitting. Now we can grab our number plate and install it on. There's a range of options to choose from, part of our ecosystem, like the security screw fittings that I'm installing right now. It just makes your number plate a little bit harder for thieves to steal your number plate. Next up, we've got our standard size bracket to fit standard size number plates. This one's a little bit tricky because it's a lot taller, but there is a lot of adjustment and slots that you can choose from. I would probably go there, and I think that's just enough to clear the camera so that it's not blocking its view. Now we can install our number plate. Again, check out our range of accessories, part of the ecosystem, like these security screw fittings. Just makes it harder for thieves to steal your number plate. We also sell a range of covers that will adapt to our bracket as well. It's compatible with both Kingpin and Ultrex covers. If you're ever in doubt of this size of number plate obstructing the view of the camera, you can always move it up into a different slot. Next, we've got 6-digit heritage number plates. Next up, we've got Euro plates. Again, check out our range of optional extras, part of our ecosystem, especially for Euro plates with white backgrounds. You can get white dress bolts or white security screws like I'm installing at the moment for the right side of the number plate. As standard, you'll get black dress bolts in the kit, which you can install on the left side. Quickly, before I move on to the next size of number plate, let's quickly talk about the Euro size. It is quite large and it's actually quite close to the parking sensors, which is a bit of a concern for me. I think it might be a little bit too close. So if you are considering running Euro plates onto this car, the 992.2, maybe consider running the Euro Mini, which is the same size as slimline plates, which is significantly smaller. So if you wanted the large one, maybe put the large one on the rear and the Mini on the front. And the last size we're going to do today is our slimline bracket, or our SL2 bracket, to fit slimline plates, which is common in most states except for New South Wales. And the plate size that it does fit is 372mm by 100, which is the same size as Euro Minis in Victoria. And let's install this again with security screw fittings. It just makes it that little bit harder for thieves to steal your number plate. And that's how you do a OEM plinth delete using our replacement miniature part. Just remember guys, it is a 2-part mounting solution, so you will need the miniature plinth, which you can't buy on its own or separately. You have to buy it in conjunction with a matching number plate bracket to complete its 2-part mounting solution. And this is probably the cleanest modular system that you're gonna find, that allows you to not put multiple holes into the front of your car. I hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.